So let's talk about what are some of the metrics that you may prepare to help you with answering these kinds of questions for sourcing. Um, a simple question that we had asked in the previous topic was, do I need an internal referral program? So what you can do is you can do these comparative analysis between what is the quality of people and candidates that you're able to source from internal references versus external hiring. So let's say that I'm trying to find people who are quite similar to the people who are already working with me. So maybe I'm expanding a current department, or there is a few more requirements for a skill set that I've recently hired for. Or perhaps I want people from a specific college and I've already got some people from that college working for me. Perhaps in such cases, you might be able to get really valuable references from within the organization. And let's always keep in mind that these references will be extremely low cost, because an easy referral program will essentially work on, having your employees refer people out of their love for the organization. And you might want to reward them later if you hire somebody, but at least, non-selected references will not cost you anything. Versus perhaps requirements which are extremely new, where you cannot really depend upon the alumni network of your existing employees. There you might want to perhaps ignore your internal referral program and rather focus your attention on external hiring. Job boards are a great way of finding resources, but there are so many options out there. You have, dedicated job portals like Monster, you have Google Jobs, you have social media sites like LinkedIn that also support hiring. Where should I go and spend my time? And as there are costs associated with each of these job boards, where do I go and spend my money? So doing these comparisons and seeing the quality of candidates that you're able to source from each of these job boards is a really important metric for you to share with the sourcing team. Typically, for you to be able to do these comparisons will require that you first collect this data. So you will have to be prepared to do some initial experimentation with these various options available to you. And once you've done this experimentation, you will be able to compare your results and compare the output and see what is the best fit for you. Similarly, depending on the history of data that you have available to you, you will have data of how long it has taken for you to fulfill a certain hiring requirement. And if you have, a large amount of this data, you will be able to calculate some quick metrics on how long it takes for you to find a certain type of people. You might find that there are certain skill sets where you're able to find people very, very quickly. So maybe you can find them within a few weeks, or maybe even within a few days, while there are certain skill sets which are sometimes really, really scarce to find in the market. And you might find that firstly, there are very few people who even meet your requirements. And once you've found them, you realize that they're not even able to meet your selection criteria, or perhaps they're extremely expensive. And therefore, this time to hire might vary greatly depending on the location that you're trying to hire for, the skill set you're trying to hire for, and perhaps the level of work experience or designation that you're trying to hire for. So this is a really important metric for you to calculate, as it will help the team to set expectations for people down the line who are waiting for these candidates to come and be a part of the organization. So these kind of analytics on what is your source of hiring, where you should be advertising, how much time it's taking you to find people, will be really, really useful for the hiring team or the resourcing team in order to do decision making down the line. We now also have, available to us a lot of capability on the machine learning or the artificial intelligence side, which allows us to do analytics even on, people's resumes and free text, submissions. And what you will find is that your analytics and your sourcing doesn't need to be restricted only to new data. As long as you're maintaining a repository of past data, you will also be able to, run this analytics on past data and reuse that database to form, even better metrics and perhaps support your sourcing team even more.